So we're going to work through a beginner's workout now. We've got Ruby lying down on the mat in her crook lying position. I'm going to get her to bring this leg in just a little bit more so you feel like your heels are lining up with your sit bones. All right, let's start arriving on the mat and taking a few deep breaths. So long, slow inhale through the nose and exhale, just release. And take this moment to relax into your mat. Good. Let's do one more deeper breath. Long, big inhale through the nose. And exhale, just relax. Allow your breathing to come back to a normal size breath. Try and keep the breath in and out through the nose. And we just want to bring some awareness into the pelvis. Sacrum feels nice and heavy on the mat. You've got a little space for the blueberry in the small of your back. Okay. Pelvic headlights and pubic bone are nice and flat and level. We're going to think about the pelvis like a bit of a clock here. So pubic bone is 6, belly button is 12, pelvic headlights are 3 and 9. Doesn't really matter which way around, it'll make sense. Okay, so imagine you've got a marble sort of sitting on that low belly area. Okay, we're going to roll the pelvis back and roll that marble up towards 12. Yes, and then roll it round towards 3, whichever side your 3 is, doesn't really matter. And then rock it down towards the 6, round towards the 9, and keep that rolling. Good. Nice. It's quite a small movement. I don't know if you're picking this up on the camera, but we are getting that kind of roll through the spine. And I want you to get a feeling of rolling and mobilizing into the lumbar spine as well as you do this. This looks really nice. Keeping it small and subtle. You're trying to keep your heavy feet nice and heavy on the mat. Next time you're at 12, can you reverse it? Yes, you can. That's beautiful. So keeping nice and heavy through the feet, trying to relax through the buttocks as well here as you're getting that roll through the spine. Just allowing the breathing to happen as you're going. Just bringing the focus into the neutral pelvis. Keep going. See if you can keep your head nice and still. Quite often you'll find the head and the jaw going with the pelvis here. My favourite way of feeling this is having a sense of the sacrum and kind of rolling around the sacrum a little bit more than the clock. Personally, I find that sometimes can be a bit challenging for me to think of, but maybe that's just me. All right, so finish off. So you're just into that neutral position there. That's it. You've got the space for the blueberry, nice and easy and heavy through the sacrum. Stay there. We're going to come back to the pelvis, but we're going to start working the arms. Let's just bring the arms up for a moment, reaching the ceiling, and then take the arms out wide like a T shape first. You can land them. That's it. Good. And then bend the elbows. So you're like a, that's it. Okay, we're staying here. That's all right. That's all right. Let's start with the fingertips to the sky. So bring the fingertips to the sky. That's it. Good. So often I find this will happen. I'll say something and the client does what I said, but not necessarily what I meant. So that takes a bit of practice to try and actually articulate what you mean. And quite often a demonstration helps a lot too here. Anyway, let's start with this exercise. So we're going to sort of rotate so the backs of the hands go to the floor where you almost wanted to start. Good. And then reach the arms up and overhead. Good, and then float the hands back up in front of your chest and then bend the elbows and land them back where you started. Good. Inhale to reach the hands back, reaching overhead, and then exhale to bring the hands all the way up. And we're just going to do a couple more of these. So bend the elbows, they land, rotate through the shoulders. That's it. Reaching overhead, just taking those hands as far as your shoulders feel comfortable taking them. We're going to do one more. Bend the elbows, touch them to the floor. Spin the hands back, reaching overhead, and then bring the hands all the way up. And then this time, just land them back down onto the mat. Okay, we're back to the pelvis. We're going to bring one leg up into a tabletop position. We're going to do knee circles. So I want you to circle that thigh. That's it. Go on, keep going. I'm going to just give you a little guide around. That's it. Good. So you're circling the thigh. So the hip is circling in the socket. And you're keeping your pelvis nice and still. Last one in this direction. And then you're going to reverse. Good. Reaching. And just let the breathing flow here. You could inhale half a circle and exhale the other half. just let it flow. It's absolutely fine. Keeping those pelvic headlights as square and still to the ceiling. I know it's a tough challenge, especially as that leg comes out to the side. Pause there, that's your last one. Go ahead and do the other side. Tabletop, and away you go with the circles. Good. Keeping the pelvic headlights facing the ceiling as best you can as you work this. So you're feeling that weight down heavy into the sacrum. Last one in this direction. And a reverse. That's it, nice. Keeping that pelvis easy and still as you can. Last one. Good. And then float that leg back down again and take a little rest. Next up, we're going to do a curl up, also called ab prep. So we're going to start working those abdominals. So inhale to prepare, exhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders, reaching your hands long. Inhale, stay there, and then exhale to release back down again. Good, we're going to do 2 more like this. Inhale to prepare, exhale to lift the head, lift the shoulders. Inhale to stay, and exhale to release back down again. 1 more like this. Inhale to prepare, exhale, scooping up, inhale, hold, and exhale to release back down again. We're going to do another round of those ab preps with the hands behind the head. So bring the hands up and around behind the head. Let the elbows come slightly forward so you can kind of see them a bit in your peripheral vision. That's nice, good. So you're going to inhale, prepare, exhale, head and shoulders lift, bringing up that whole unit, good, and then release back down. Watch the chin doesn't drop to your chest too much there. Let's do that again. Inhale, prepare, exhale, scooping up, nice. Inhale, stay, and exhale to release back down again. Let's do 1 more of those. So this is quite, go again. This is quite nice in that we watch the chin again. That's nice. Just watch that you don't poke it too far forwards as well. Take a little rest there. Good. Bring the hands down by your hips again. I just want to say something about that. It's really nice to have the hands behind the head to support the weight of the head and the neck. But sometimes it can create a sort of an extra pull. And other times it can feel harder because you've created sort of more weight at the end of the lever by having the hands behind the head rather than by your side. Okay, let's move on. So we're going to do a single leg stretch prep. Okay, so keep your head down for now. Let's rest that off. Bring your legs up into a tabletop 1 at a time. Good, keeping control through the pelvis. All right, just pull 1 knee into the chest and reach the other leg away. Good. And now switch the legs. Nice. Let's do 1 more on each side. Just thinking about keeping that pelvis nice and still. Exhale as the leg goes away. Good. Bring the other leg in and just hold again. Good. We'll reach that other leg away and just, can you hold there? Does that feel all right? So opposite hand comes to opposite knee. Let me do the same as you there. That's it. Same hand as the outside of, that's it. Good, like that. Right. Got it? Head stays down. Let's go again. Switch legs, switching hands as you go. Yes, there you go. She's got to think about that. Let's do that again. Switching hands. Yes. Good. Keep it coming. Nice. Whoop, we've got that. There you go. Nice. And go again. It's a little bit of a coordination challenge. Sometimes this is too much. Ruby's going to do 2 more, 1 more on each side. Good. If it's too much of a coordination challenge, just bring the hands to the knees. Good. Then bring that all the way back in. Hands down by your side. Land your feet to the mat. Good. So we're going to do a bridge now, or a spine curl, also known as. So bring your feet, just again, that right one just to scoot out a little bit. Heels lining up with your sit bones. We're going to go for our bridge. Exhale as you roll the pelvis back, squash the blueberry. Drive up into your bridge position, reaching your knees away. Melt the ribs down, 1 vertebra at a time, hit the mat. Good. And then release that pelvis to neutral. Let's work that again. Exhale as you roll the pelvis back, reaching up, working your glutes to drive you up. Inhale at the top, and then exhale as you roll back down, finding that neutral position. Really nice. We've got 1 more like this. Exhale as you rolling up, reaching away with the knees. Nice. Inhale at the top. And then exhale as you roll back down. We're going to pause there back into your neutral position. We're going to do some knee folds. So bring your legs up into a tabletop position again. 1, 2. Nice. Now feel the space for the blueberry a bit if you can. You might have got it a bit squished, that's okay. But we're going to do toe taps now. So take 1 leg away and just tap the toe down. Nice. And then bring that back up and do the other side. Keep that going, trying to keep your knee bent at 90 degrees. Exhale as you tap, bring it back up, and then the other side. Good, taking that whole thigh away from the belly button and noticing you've got to work your tummy muscles to do that. Good, one more here. We're going to keep going with this, but I want you to scissor the legs past each other a little bit more this time. So exhale, inhale, they switch. Exhale, the other leg. So see if you can do this reciprocal action. There you go, nice. And then switch. There, good, you got it, you got it, you got it. Nice. Good, zipping up your tummy muscles to hold. Nice, and then next time those feet come down, you're going to land them and take a little rest. Good, land them all the way down. Nice, sometimes that can get a bit grippy into the hips, so we're going to take a little bridge interlude again. So roll back up into your bridge. We're going to make it a bit different this time. Stay at the top, take your arms all the way overhead. Good, now roll down right from your armpits all the way down to your hips. Nice, finding that neutral position when you get there. Bring the hands back up and release them down by your hips. We'll do 2 more of those. Bridge up. Feel kind of an opening through the front of the hip from the work we've just done. Take the arms overhead. Feel a nice stretch as you roll back down through the spine. Finding that neutral position. Bringing the hands back up again. Release them down by your hips. 1 more round. A bridge. Reaching the arms overhead. Lovely. And then rolling all the way back down again. Find that neutral position and land your hands back down by your hips. Good. All right, well, let's bring the arms up again. Give yourself a little hug here. And then take the arms out wide and hold into that T chest stretch. Good. We're going to do hip rolls now. So bring your knees and your feet together. Yeah, glue them together. Roll both knees over to one side, doesn't matter which, and then have your feet and your knees to stack as you do this. Good. Draw through the waist to bring the weight of the legs back to the vertical. Nice, and then we'll go the other side, controlling the weight of the legs as you go. Nice, bring it back through the center and a pause. Legs come to tabletop one at a time. Controlling, good. Knees and ankles glued together. Roll both knees over to one side. Let that hip lift. Take your feet with you. Good. Draw through the waist and bring it back through the center. Don't go too far. Nice. Narrowing the base of support here, making it much harder to take the whole weight of the lower legs, the lower half of the body into that rotation. Good. Let's do 1 more on each side. Rolling. Working your waist, keeping the knees and ankles glued together. Really nice. Back through the center. Last one. Exhale to roll. Use that exhale to find your tummy muscles. Inhale there. And then bring it back through the center. Nice. Release the feet back down onto the mat. Just bring the arms up. Actually give yourself another hug. And then this time bring the arms up and release them down by your side. Good. We're going to do a double leg stretch prep here, and we're actually going to use the ball underneath both feet. So lifting up your feet, knees and feet together, that's it. Toes near the apex of the ball and heels pointing towards the floor. We're going to kind of layer this exercise up a little bit here. We're going to start with a rolling the ball away. Good, and then pull the ball back in again. Just keep going with these, nice and easy. Okay, keeping that pelvis neutral as you're rolling the ball away. And then returning. Good. 1 more here. Nice. And next time those knees come in, you're going to place your hands sort of onto your thighs, knees, somewhere there. That'll do nicely. This time, as the ball rolls away, you're going to take your arms overhead. Yes. And then bring everything back into the center to touch. 2 more of those. As you reach the arms and legs away, you're holding your ribs and your pelvis to connect. Nice. Bring that back in again. 1 more here. Reaching overhead. Bring it back in and hold. Nice. 1 more little round. You're going to lift the head and shoulders. So here we come into that ab prep. Scoop it up and hold it. Very nice. Now keep it there as you reach your arms and roll the ball. Yes. Pull everything back into the center. Good. Can you lift this any higher? Yes, you can. Reach everything away. Don't lose that lift. And I know it works it harder. Bring it back in again. Nice job. 1 more. Reach. Go on, you can do it while you're laughing. Yes. And then pull it back in again. and a hold and a land and a rest. We're about to lose that ball anyway, aren't we? So I'm going to take it. Release. Well done. Nice. So let's just take a nice, easy little counter pose here. Reach your legs out long and straight. Take your arms up overhead. Take a nice big yawny stretch. Let your rib cage do whatever it wants to do. Yeah, that's nice. Good. All right. And then we're going to transition up into a sitting position. So you can just bring your hands down by your side. Just roll over onto one side and just leave it around. Come up into sitting. Nicely done. All right. So we're going to sit with like a diamond leg posture here, bringing the soles of the feet together and the knees out. Have the feet far enough away that's most comfortable that you can get through those hips, and we want to find that vertical position through the spine. So think about gently lifting the coccyx here. Sort of think about breathing into the back of the body a little bit if you can. Really nice. Okay, so we're going to do the bow and arrow here. So we're reaching the arms out. You can't see me down there, can you? So let me come here. So we're going to reach the arms out in front of you. Good. You're going to slide one hand. You're going to turn and look towards the camera first. So slide this hand down, turning towards the camera. Good. And then turn, twist, bring this elbow back. Straighten this arm out for a spine twist there. Good. And then circle this hand all the way back to meet it again. Do this side now. Bend the elbow, pull back, turn and open. That's it. You've got it. Beautiful. Bring that arm all the way back around again. Good. Let's do that again. Bend the elbow, turn. Trying to find some length through the spine. Keep it coming. That's it. Lovely. And then bring the hand back around again. One more like this. Inhale and a reach and an exhale as you bring it back around again. Good. Let's just land those hands. Let the legs straighten out and just kind of take a counter pose there. Shake it off. Whatever you feel you need to do there. Good. And then we're going to do some zigzags. So this is quite a nice little hip release. So we're going to come into that position that you're sort of almost already in. I'll scoot forwards a little bit. And then you're just going to zigzag. Actually, yeah, no, let's do that first. Go from side to side. So just digging the legs in, heels in, I should say. Feet are kind of wide, almost as wide as your mat. That's it. Good. And then just roll the knees both side to side. And just kind of allow that to happen, whatever wants to happen through the back there. But focusing mainly on the hip movement. Next time you're in the center, hold. Now you're going to knock your knees together. Immediately rotate the hips. Good. And then laterally rotate the hips. So this is more like our zigzag now, as we're actually touching. Good. Rotating the hips and release. Good. Two more. Rotating and releasing. Good. Back into the center. Nice. We're going to roll over and come onto our tummy next. So you can pivot around. Come all the way down onto your belly. Good. Make a pillow out of your hands and rest your forehead onto your hands. Just pause here and let's just feel this position. So think about those heels lining up with your sit bones as best you can. That's it. Nice. So we've got that neutral hip, neutral pelvis. Good. So we're going to do the cobra prep. So we're going to... Yes, we are. We're going to bring the elbows to the waist. Hands are by the shoulders here. That's great. Make sure you've got space for your shoulders between your hands. That looks really nice. And you can start by just hovering the head off. That's it, so you can still breathe. Really nice. We're just going to lift the head and lift the shoulders. Yes. And then lower back down again. Exhale, just prepare here, drawing your tummy muscles in. Maybe make a connection of the pubic bone into the mat. And then inhale to lift the head and lift the shoulders. Nice. And then exhale to lower back down again. Really nice. Keep that coming. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. You've got two more like this. I want you to think about keeping that gentle connection. Keep going into the tummy muscles so that you feel like your low back is staying as long as you can. And as still as you can while you move the upper back. Really nice. Was that R2? I think it was. So let's bring the hands to the hips now. We're going to take this into the dart. So hands come down by your hips. That's it, by your side. And let's spin the palms to face the body. Good. Yeah, that's it. Good. And just hover that head off again. Great. All right, here we go again. Connecting into your tummy muscles. Yes, lifting the head, lifting the shoulders. and reach the hands off the mat as well. Yes, and then lower back down again. All right, so we make sure we stabilize through the pelvis and the lumbar spine as we mobilize through the upper back, lifting the head, lifting the shoulders. And exhale to release back down again. Really nice. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Doing a great job there, Ruby. Keeping those collarbones nice and broad as you do your last one. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Lovely. Come back up onto all fours and you're just going to press back into a shell stretch here. So just dropping your bottom back to your heels and just breathe into the back of the body and just enjoy that sort of moment's rest there. Feeling the breath into the back of the body and feeling easy movement there. Nice. Right, we are into cat-cow now, so we need to come back up onto all fours. Good. Think about the arms being vertical, the thighs are vertical, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Do you know what? I would maybe walk them forwards just 1/2 inch. Good. Spread of the hands, push down through the hands. Good. Let's go for our just nice, easy mobilizer cat-cow. Exhale as you tuck the tail and pull your tummy muscles up and in. She went into a cow instead of cat. So here we go, let's do that again. There we go, we've got the cat. And then inhale, coming on out to the cow. Beautiful, let's do that again. Exhale, tucking those tail underneath you, pulling the tummy muscles up and in. And then inhale as we come out into that cow. Think about that broadness through the collarbones as we keep going. Exhale, tucking the tail underneath you, yes. Inhale to smile the sit bones out behind you. The breastbone leans forward. Don't sag it though. Keep supported through the tummy. That's great. Let's do it again. One more round. And arching into the back. And we'll just hold here for a moment. Let's show that because you have quite a mobile lumbar spine here. Carefully drop your pelvis down into that overarch. So you've got quite a drop there. So I'd really like to make sure she feels control under that. And she feels like she can engage her tummy muscles to support that range. So let's go again. Exhale as you tuck the tail underneath you. And then come back out to that cow again. But really feel like you're controlling and not overarching the back. Let the back arch, but don't go too mad. Don't sag. Yeah, that's nice. Just try that one more time. Exhale as you tuck the tail. And then this time as you find your cow, really feel the length through the spine. Even though we are creating that arch, it's under control. Beautiful. Rest back into your shell stretch again and take a little breath into the back of the body. Nice. Okay, we've got some side lying work next. So come on over and lie down onto your side. Doesn't matter which side because we're going to do both. Nice, we're going to start with some oysters. Good. Now, yeah, make that arm nice and long and lay your head down onto the arm here. This is nice. The spine is pretty straight here, parallel to the sides of the mat. Good. And we're going to go for this 45-degree angle at the hips, feeling like your pelvic headlights are stacked on top of each other and they're shining forwards. Feet stay together. Just open that top knee. So lift the top knee. That's it. And then control back down again. Good. Keep going. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Now, so we're using the exhale here to control that lower. You could reverse the breath as well if you like. Keep that coming. Really nice. And last one here. Good. And then land that knee. We're going to make this a little more challenging by lifting your feet. So lift both feet off the mat. Good. Hold there. And then you're going to go from there, lifting that knee and then controlling it back down again. Good. We just do 3 more here. Lifting the knee, controlling back down again. Nice. So keep going, 2 more. So you're stabilizing through the pelvis, through the torso here while we get the movement through the ball and socket joint of the hip. I think that's our last one there. Land your feet down. Okay, and then we're going to just do some arm openings. So what you're going to do is bend that underneath elbow. That's it, have it facing forwards. Reach the other one forwards. Good. And then all you're going to do is just lift that top arm to the sky. Yes. And then rotate back. So let your rib cage, I meant your torso. There you go. Did what I said, but not necessarily what I meant. That's my fault. Good. And then work through the waist and bring it all the way back up and over. That looked beautiful. Let's do that again. Inhale to lift. Exhale as you rotate around, turning to face the ceiling. Good. Work your waist to bring it back. Nice. And we just do one more. Lifting the arm. Just pause there a second. No, up higher. Sorry, I meant that's it. Good. Feel the collarbone reaching all the way out down to your fingertips. Keep that connection as you rotate back. That's it. From here, so that we don't overly drop this arm back, so as not too much stress through the shoulder. Just reach it. Yeah, that's beautiful. Bring it all the way back and take a pause there. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So stay facing the camera here and just flip around. Good. Nice. So setting yourself up, yes, being nice and supported under here. Of course, if you had cushions or anything, you only wanted to use those, you could use those, but this is often quite comfortable what Ruby's doing here. We're all organized. Let's go for it. So we're going to lift that top leg and lower back down. Now just watch that pelvis doesn't roll back. Keep there. Yeah, good. And lifting and lowering. Sometimes it's quite nice to really think, you've got two more like this, really thinking about pulling that pelvic headlight forwards as the knee comes up, makes those glutes work a bit more, doesn't it? Go on, we'll give me one more here. Inhale to lift. Exhale, control the lower. And it's interesting, this side looks like there's slightly less range of movement. Let's see what it looks like with the feet lifted. So coming up. So we go from a position of slight medial rotation here to then into the clam, which looks easier. How does it feel? Don't know, that's okay. That's okay, that's a valid answer. Good. You just got two more here. Reach and a lower. And a one more. Reach and a lower. Land that knee, land the feet, ready for our rotation. Underneath the hand, that's it. Top hand reaching forwards. Reach the hand to the sky as you inhale. Exhale to rotate. Feel the rotation through the waist. It's almost like this. It's happening. Good. And then work through the waist to bring it back. And a return. Two more of those. Inhale to lift. Exhale as you rotate. Very nice. Just allowing that head to go with the movement. That's nice. Bring it back through the center. Good job. You got one more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to reach it back. Inhale to return. And exhale all the way back down again. Good. I'm going to get you from here just to flip over onto your hands and your knees again. We're going to do a little transition into standing. We're going to tuck the toes, press up to a down dog, just gently press back. Might be nice to feel the stretch into the backs of the thighs. Walk the hands and the feet a little closer towards each other. You can let those knees bend and then roll your way up into a standing position. Oh, well done. Haven't quite finished yet. We've got a couple of exercises to do in standing. So I'm going to get you just to come onto this black mat here. Turn and face our cameras. Good. And then we're just going to think about spread your toes a little bit. Think of, yeah, that's it. Nice. So feet parallel. We're spreading our toes. Yeah, good. Inner ankles gently pulling away from each other. Outer hips lining up with the outer ankle bones nice and tall. We're going to do a dumb way turn. So bringing your hands, I'll come sideways on like this. You've got your plates of canapes and then we offer them to our guests and then we bring it back in. Nice. And we're just going to keep that going. So what you're mainly focusing here is stabilizing through the shoulder blade and moving the ball and socket joint of the hip. No, that's not a hip, that's the shoulder. Rotating through the ball and socket joint of the shoulder as we do this. Now, as Ruby pulls back into that, further into that lateral rotation, the shoulder blades will softly glide together. But what you want to avoid is the squeezing of the shoulders as you do that. So just trying to, as much as we can, isolate the glenohumeral joint. Let's make this one our last one. Open and close and just release your hands down by your hips. Good. We're going to do a few little squats here. So spreading those toes again. Take a little look down at your feet. And as you bend your knees, check your knees are lining up in an ideal world with your second toe. Good, and then return. Let me see that. Bending those knees. Yes, and return. And well done, you copied me beautifully there as we swing the arms forwards and then return. Good, keep it coming. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten and lengthen. Good, we'll just do 2 more. Growing tall. Each time we get that baby bit taller. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Last one. And release. We're just going to do a couple of arm circles and a side bend to finish, or floating arms. So we're going to have to turn the palms to face forwards. Lead with your thumbs as you float your arms up and around. Yes, we've got space. And then little fingers as you come back down again. You're doing a great job there. So just keeping the hands just forwards, lining up with these collarbones rather than thinking about them lining up with the shoulder blades. Really, really nice. And we'll just take one more like that. And actually, let's leave the arms above the head here. Drop that right hand. Sweep the left up and over your ear for a side bend. Return. Sweep the other one up and over for a side bend. Return, hold at the top here, float the other arm up. Good, and we're going to do a spine stretch forward. So bringing the hands down in front of you, up and over as you fold forwards, unlocking your knees as you go. Nice. Just let the arms kind of hang in their sockets, beautiful. And then return to the standing, pushing down through the heels. Just easy open the collarbones as you come back up into a standing position. You've got one more, up and over. Breastbone pulls down into the belly. That's it, round through the back as you go. That's better. And then rolling down through the spine. Think about pushing down through the heels as you roll that pelvis back to return to standing. Yes, 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 yes. Very nicely done. Release the shoulders back into place and take a breath. And well done. Nice. Working through all of those great Pilates exercises. A nice beginner's set of class exercises there.